Hello, how's it going? Welcome to Be a Photographer 5 critique for album cover. An album cover was basically, well, I'll show you what it was. It was basically album cover. Your challenge is to photograph an album cover for a band, a fake band, a real band, doesn't matter, iconic and memorable, recognizable at a glance. Use your imagination. I can't wait to see what you create. I didn't specify here, but I specified in the video that the album cover isn't supposed to be merely a photograph of an album cover. These aren't to-do lists. These aren't things you're supposed to just go out and shoot, not like a scavenger hunt, not, find a tree. Okay, here's a tree. The idea of these is to take the challenge and kind of create something with it and create something with the intent of using it for the challenge. So some people I saw use old photos they had photographed for an album cover. Some people I saw just photograph an album cover, and that's not really like literally take the album and photograph it. That's not really what we're going for here. So good try, but I suggest trying to reshoot it. Those are some things I found that were issues. However, there were 98% of you did get this challenge correct, and well done. If you didn't, I suggest trying to reshoot it. That's okay. Um, do it on your own time. If you want, again, it doesn't really affect me if you do it incorrectly. I'm just trying to help you out so that you can take the most out of this and what I was kind of intending for you to take. So do as you please. You're not required to do anything. This isn't school. This is just fun. So yeah, but that's all I got for you. First, I want to tell you about the prize for today. It is going to be brought to you by Lens Bracelet, but I'm going to send you a Lens Bracelet, but in addition to that, I'm going to send you this hat, which is a new little camera hat. This is like kind of the Be a Photographer logo. You can see it up there. And yeah, wear it on your head. It's a beanie with a little camera on it, and it's kind of cool because this part pops out where the handle is, which is what it's like in real life, and that was an accident. So cool. But yeah, without further ado, we'll do this. So here are the entries. We'll use the auto scroll to scroll through everything real quick. You can kind of see we had a couple hundred. What was it? How many hundred was it? Let's go back to the top. Stop auto scrolling now. We had 735, which is a little bit less than before, which is okay. Imagine we're losing some people due to whatever, they can't do it. But those of you who are sticking around, well done. Good job. I appreciate it. So, let's get to these critiques. Basically, very good job, everyone, all around. I tried to pick a variety of things, and of course, the winner is based on creativity, not the best image. You can always, if you need a little bit more help, go to the YouTube video on youtube.com/beaphotographer and check out the example link in the bottom from other challenges that people have done this for. I pull them from dpchallenge.com, the site that inspired me. So that's all I got for you. And now let's get to the images, and here we go. So first we have Nina the Black, and actually dyed their hands and worked on the photo to make it look like a drawing, came up with 5,000 ideas and want to create this one at the end of the day. A vision on the clear, shooting a lot is the key, I guess. I like your vibe. So, cool. The reason I picked this is it meets the kind of criteria. It's iconic, it's simple, it's well done. Obviously, if it's an album cover, you're going to have to crop it differently because albums are square. But if I saw this image again anywhere else in the world, on a shelf or anything, I would definitely recognize it. It's cool. It's kind of an iconic thing that people know about. The fingers almost touching each other in a religion's history is very iconic. I apologize for not knowing all the correct religions, but that is from that image. I recognize it. Or maybe it was a culture. Again, you can make fun of me for how little I know, but I'm trying my best. And so yeah, I like the colors. Obviously, all those colors are custom. They're not naturally occurring, and you mentioned that. And I think you chose nice colors. It looks really cool. This is one you can almost play around with the orientation of it too. You can flip it, things like that. But I think you have it nicely laid out. Looks like to be about rule of thirds there, nicely laid out on the page, and looks good. So well done, Nina the Black, and keep it up. Next we have Monica Dal Maso, and this may look like an album cover you've already seen, but it's not. It's a recreation, and I think you did a real good job. This is an actual album from Sigma the Sirens called Feel, and she reshot it. So the only thing I would suggest, if you want to make it look more like the original, is desaturate it. So everything but the text, obviously. When you have an image where everything is white or black, if you desaturate it, no one will be able to tell you desaturated it. They'll just think you did a really good job. And, well, you did do a good job. You did. So that's my suggestion: is saturate a little bit, give it a little bit more contrast. But other than that, you did a good job doing this. And the thing about photography is you can look at photos and say, I could do that. What's so hard about that? And you could do that for a lot of photos. You can even do it for paintings and stuff. But really is hard is actually doing it. So I appreciate you actually doing this. Well done. All right, here we have Eden Messer and day 5 Animal Cast 10-day Instagram challenge album cover. And I like this. It doesn't have text on it, and I didn't require you guys to put text on it. I just wanted the image. So if you added text, that's cool. But I just like this because it's creative and it's a cool concept. I don't know how many models you had. Maybe you took one photo and just photoshopped the rest in there. But it's definitely kind of creepy and weird looking, and I like it. And I would challenge you to shoot this again. And unless it was intentional, I guess if I were to shoot this, my suggestion would be to move your subject away from your background so that the background is just one color and doesn't have shadows on it, and try to light all the hands evenly, and try to make your subject pop out a little bit more towards the camera and have the hands coming. So if you shot this with a wider lens closer, it almost have like a more popping out effect. But again, that's just if I would shoot this. That doesn't mean the way you shot it isn't correct. This looks cool. So well done. I like it. Maybe a little bit bright in some of the whites. And other than that, I think you did a really good job. So well done. Here we have Cup Katie? Maybe? I don't know. CUPK8Y? I don't know what it means. Let's see here. So we have Flight Plan Time to Fly, album cover made for my friends in Flight Plan IL, which I'm assuming is Illinois. So this works. It's definitely could be an album cover. It's easy, recognizable. You have a young child shooting a slingshot right at your face. Got text over it, which is cool. And it's sharp, nice depth of field, great shot. I'm assuming you used an on-camera flash or maybe a light in your room. But this is a good shot. My focus goes right to the slingshot. It's very nicely laid out in the square. I have no complaints. I just thought it was a good photo. I want to share it with you guys. So well done. All right, here we have XNTRC. So far, this was definitely one of the most difficult both to conceptualize and to shoot. The prompt was album cover, so I created a theoretical album entitled No More Faces for fictional band Blackbird Season. If you care to know, I envisioned said band playing a mix of folk, rock, and jazz, heavy on piano, acoustic guitar, very much. I like that you thought so far into it. And I'm not sure if No More Faces is the album cover or if this whole thing is the album cover. So I'm going to critique it in both ways. So if No More Faces is the album cover, I don't think it really works so much for the challenge because it's just art on a paper. It's not really a photograph for the album cover. However, if you were to crop this as a square, I think this makes a cool album cover on its own, if that makes sense. Well, you know what? Actually, this is the whole thing is the album cover. I can see the band name in your guitar strap or the thing that's holding your bag. So this whole thing's the album cover, and I like it a lot. I like that the band name is held up on something in front of your face, and obviously No More Faces. There's no face in it. The lighting's cool. The color is cool. I'd almost love to see this in black and white, but that doesn't mean it doesn't look good right now. So well done. Maybe a little bit more detail in your shadows, but this is a great shot. Well done. Just a good shot. Well done. All right, here we have Janet Gomez photo, and this is a rather simple shot. It's a portrait straight on, but it's not something you usually see, and I love the colors of the gel. Everything's in focus. Go through my checklist: horizons on point, focus, crop. All the technical aspects are great, and this to me looks like a rap album cover or something like that. Like it's just a face, somebody just sticking their tongue out, chilling, and it could just have a rapper's name on it. I don't know. It's a cool shot. Maybe The Weeknd, something like that. And obviously, yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to say that these shots don't have to be anything too crazy. They can just be a beautiful portrait, and that works too. The key is that it's iconic, and I don't see this kind of image very often where it's all gelled up. And yeah, nice shot. Well done. All right, here we have Amanda Kosik. Day 5 album cover, LOL, let's be real, it would be The Castle. I don't know what that means. I just thought long and hard, and I don't know what it means. Let's be real, it would be The Castle. Maybe it has something to do with the rest of your feed. but I like the shot. And I think it's cool because sometimes the album cover, you know, if you were to regularly photograph this castle, you obviously photograph the whole thing probably, but to photograph it for uh, photograph for an album cover, you kind of made it a little more iconic and a little bit more album arty by including a lot of the sky. It's a perfectly blue sky and having the castle. If I were to change this, I would rotate it a little bit to the right. Boop. And what that's going to do is straighten it out a little bit because it's curved, and you know, maybe you wanted it that way. That's just my suggestion. Other than that, it's laid out really nice. Use rule of thirds really well. The crop is key for this because that's all there is that is under your control, kind of. So you want to make sure it's perfect. But this is great. I could see a name going in there somewhere in the clouds. Just perfect album cover. Okay, this is day 5 album cover. I'm going to practice my portrait skills. It's late, so I'm not sure what I named this album. So the reason I like this is because it has a nice colored background that you don't see very often, and 3 people in the front. I'm assuming they're in the band. When I try to look at stuff, I try to pay attention to the content, and I think this was great. So what I like is the background, the glasses, and the people wearing black. What I don't, or not the people wearing black, the black that the people are wearing. So it's not like I don't like the other dude because he's wearing green. If that makes sense. I do like all 3 people, but what I wish is that you were all wearing black. And I think that would be way sick. It looks really iconic. Obviously, a shoot from this, you would have hundreds of shots probably in front of the same thing to choose from. And depending on what message you're trying to convey, you would choose one that looks like that. So you guys are kind of goofy. You know, we have a goofy guy on the left, happy in the middle, and maybe a scared dude on the right that you wouldn't like when he's angry. But I suggest, I love this wall. Hopefully it's close to you. And I would suggest shooting this again, but in all black, and trying to pretend you're a band. For me, maybe get a little lower, something like that. Make you guys look a little bit more epic, a little larger than life. Pose it out, very intentional. Everything should be intentional. And wear all black or wear all white or something like that. That's a great wall to shoot in front of. Great light, beautifully done. Well done. I love this shot. I would use that wall to shoot an album cover in front of. So well done, Samantha Ariv. Here we have Alyssa Monster, and the caption is just basically saying what she did. And it looks like a bed sheet with colors on it and an iPhone maybe in the middle. And the reason I like this is it's almost abstract. I think it's a bed sheet, but I don't know it's a bed sheet. And it's so easy to shoot something like this. And I'm not trying to downplay your effort you put towards to this. I'm just saying this is awesome, and you did a really good job. And somebody, you know, you can think sometimes the harder you think about these contests, the harder they get. Sometimes the concepts are just the easy ones. And I like that you just have color gel. I don't know how you create it, maybe in camera or in post on your sheets, and it just looks cool. And I like it. And I guess to me, I would make the top right pop a little bit more, and I might play with the crop. But other than that, great shot. Well done. Here you have 21 Demarians, and I like this one because you put a lot of effort into it. And it looks like 2 legs and an arm, but I'm not quite sure because maybe somehow it's 2 arms and a leg. I don't know. You can't really tell because everything just looks like skin, and then you have writing on it, and they're obviously lyrics. They're all lyrics from Albert Self-Sharpie, which was a mistake. Yeah, you might have wanted to do something a little more washable, but I like this because you put a lot of effort to it, and it's cool. And I could tell you're in a bed. And I think the thing I would change is I would make this black and white, mostly because the color of the bed is kind of an off-white-ish tone that I don't really like, or at least make that part black and white. Other than that, I think it's laid out really nice. Maybe crop a little bit turned, but it's a good shot, and I would almost love to see it just cropped without the bed, like just the skin. So just like the top left 4th quadrant, if that makes sense. So if you put a square in the top left, maybe it'd take up almost a third. That would look sick, but really good job. Well done. Well done. Here's another person who put a lot of effort into it. Fall Out Boy. I like this image. It would make a good album cover. I think it could be a little bit more condensed, so maybe move your crop in a little bit. But you did a good job. Obviously, it's for Fall Out Boy. You painted your whole face for this, so well done. That's some effort right there, and I love the black and white. So this is another one that kind of blew me away, and a little late, but it takes time album cover. I like that. Sometimes it does take time. And this is Cat X Figueroa. I can't really say it, but beautifully done. This is kind of, when you shoot an album cover, this is what I mean. Something iconic. She obviously made this, glitter in the hands, candle melting. It is a few edits away from being perfect, in my opinion. I think a little more contrast, but that's my opinion. Maybe bring up the whites, a little color correction. This is beautiful. Candles by Oh Daughter. Did a really good job, and I'm not sure if this is what their actual album cover looks like, but you did a good job. So well done. I'd be very proud. All right, this is going to be the winner of the hat and the lens bracelet. This is Becker Believe It, cool name, and putting my unhealthy adoration of the Rolling Stones and black paint to good use. So, Painted Black by the Rolling Stones. You did a good job making a very little representation of something. I like the text on there, and I like that it's, you know, a paintbrush with black on it. And it's so simple, it's so straightforward, it's pretty much advertising photography. It's nice white background that is just totally white, not any other color, and I think you did a really good job. I don't know what else to say. I don't know how to improve it. That's why I love it so much. You win. Well done. So, thank you everyone for entering this time. I think we had a lot of great entries. I think there's a lot to learn. Please take a look around and check out, leave some comments, like some photographs. It's been good hearing back from you guys, saying you've had a lot of interaction. That is the goal of this, to form a community. And yes, keep it up, keep up the good work, and on to the next one. We are halfway done. So if you're here, keep going. We got this. Only 5 more challenges. All right, peace.